So let's just go into your reading here, Virgos. So the first card here, we do have the Chariot as well as the Ten of Wands. The Chariot is traditionally the travel card, the voyage card, okay? And this is basically traveling, bringing all your belongings with you, possibly taking a trip. I don't see so much overseas stuff, but I definitely feel there might be an element here of gathering your belongings, possibly taking a road trip or taking like little short trips here and there. And in the process, you're going to have to bring everything on board with you, or everything has to fit in the car. So there's a major, major movement happening already. And there's like major discussions as well. I don't feel a lot of you are traveling alone. You might be traveling with another person or a group of people. And as a result of it, there's this accumulation, sheer accumulation of stuff. Okay. A lot of you honestly could be moving from one house to the next. Okay, so you might have like finalized a deal on a house, on an apartment, on a new place to live, and you're physically transferring your things in your car, moving into the next place. So this is like the very strong message I'm getting overall. Transferring of material, transferring of people from one place to the next. Okay, so there's a huge element of transportation. The Chariot card is the major arcana. It also indicates a lot of success through self-discipline, self-mastery, okay? So if you can see, look at the two horses that's pulling the Chariot. They're very opposing energies. And I do feel that this is the month in which you are going to have to harness, rather than emphasizing how you and another person might be very, very different. You're going to have to focus more on the similarities between the two of you in order to get a situation moving along, okay? In order to find harmony, in order to find balance, in order to work together as a unit to achieve something. Others of you, people might be traveling from far away to come see you. And I do feel that it's creating a little bit of a stress or strain within your housing sector. Okay, they might stay with you, they might overstay their welcome, or they might just like come in and out, darting back and forth in and out of your household, in and out of your life. So there's a lot of transitions here when it comes to the household environment. When I look at this 10 of cards, it's sort of like the house is in the background. You're basically buying stuff for the house, fixing stuff on the house, or at least contemplating some type of renewal project that you're going to have to do. And in your head, it seems like it's a little bit daunting, but I definitely feel that it's going to be manageable. And you know how you're like the taskmaster. So you're going to be able to harness this energy in order to do some type of a possibly home repairs or renovation project or redecoration or something like that within the home environment. Now, in terms of communication, we have the Three of Swords and the Justice card. The Three of Swords is a situation where, words can hurt, words can wound, and this traditionally as well deals with a separation, okay? It's linked up here with the Justice card. So first of all, the message I'm getting based on these two cards appearing next to each other is the standard message, which is this deals with a separation as a result of some court issue, okay? It could traditionally be a divorce. It could be finalizing some separation papers. It could be contemplating or even going through the process of a very drawn out court case in which, it's not so much about the outcome. You just want it to be done and over with. You don't want the situation weighing over your head, ruining your sleep, really like just you're so occupied by this situation where it's like physically hurting you. You might, for all we know, have a very, very good outcome in that court case, but I feel it's been dragged on for quite some time. For for some of you, this might have been like something that is an ongoing issue, and every few days, every few weeks, something new would creep up, and then you have to provide additional information. So I definitely feel like this is a cumbersome process. It's also something that you wish it would just end and be done and over with, okay? For others, I do feel like if you're in a work situation where you're not dealing too well with the people around you, okay? I definitely feel some supervisory or some upper management energy is going to come in and interfere with the process, or at least alleviate the process. Okay, so if there have been like hurtful words exchanged back and forth between coworkers, somebody is not doing their work, other people are taking on more work because someone is slacking off, or if there is a situation where there has been imbalances within the work environment, I do feel it getting cleared up, and I do feel like it's going to end in your favor. Okay, so if you've been like carrying the weight of the whole department, for example. And I know you Virgos tend to have a lot of responsibilities dumped on you, and people do take advantage of you. And I do feel if you're in a work situation that has been like less than tolerable, I do sense some upper management intervention coming through in order to rectify the situation, in order to get people their fair share. Okay. So if someone has been slacking off, they're going to be reprimanded, I feel. So there's that element coming through. The other thing I feel coming through deals specifically with communication. Okay. So let's just talk about this. When you are very upset, you can be very, very straightforward. Okay, you're not going to sugarcoat things, and you will say things as they are in order to get your point across. So be very mindful about diplomacy. Be very mindful about how to navigate a situation or how to express your opinions in a way that is a little bit more like you can still get your point across, but you can still do it with diplomacy, with tact and skills. And I feel like that's something that's going to go further for you. Okay. And a lot of the earth signs, this is a tendency for a lot of earth signs. When something upsets you, you don't bring it up right away. You think that, okay, the other person should know. And Taurus has a habit of doing this. So if something bothers you, you should, verbalize it right away. Don't let things pile on. Don't let things build up over time, because then when it comes out, when it's like the last straw, it tends to be a little bit explosive. Okay. So dealing with diplomacy and knowing how to incorporate diplomacy, tact, and things like that into the verbal discourse is going to be very important for you to get your point across without, deflating, I guess, the ego of the other party. Okay. So just be careful with that. I do feel there might be like, if you've dealt with a separation as well, a separation from a certain person, okay? And I feel like heavy air energy, so Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. If you've dealt with a separation in the past, I do feel there is some type of a reunion coming back through, okay? So I feel like some situation is being smoothed out. Some situation that might have been contentious in the past, they're going to be smoothed out for this month, which is really good. I'm going to look into the love situation later. I'm trying to keep this more on the business, professional front, and then we're going to look at love and relationships and things like that in a little bit. So we do have here the Three of Wands and the Queen of Cups. And the Three of Wands usually indicates to me projects, things getting off the ground, things that we have been waiting for is coming in, okay? So I feel like other people might be taking a trip to come see you. They might come from far away. We have a water sign. This is a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Rising that could potentially be coming in long distance to come see you. This could be communication coming through that from this water sign that's coming in to see you, okay? Like communication from them to you, or physically they're traversing the distance in order to come see you. I see like some type of a contact situation happening here with a water sign. What I do feel is for some of you, it could be in the work environment where you have new recruits coming in. So, a lot of people might have been let go of as a result of this rectification process. And some new people are entering the work environment, and you might have a lot on your plate. You might have a lot of responsibilities, and you're asking for, helpers, or you're asking for more people. You're asking for people to come in to help you, or you're asking for either the department to open themselves up and, take on a batch of new hires. I do feel if that's the case, you're going to encounter some really, really good positive energies in terms of the new people that are coming in. They have a very soft, really helpful, and a very nurturing energy about them. And I do sense that they're going to make the work environment very smooth and just very homey. Okay, so like it's going to feel very cozy. What I'm also sensing as well is I do feel a lot of communication, a lot of people coming into your midst this month, and I definitely feel like you've got some very strong like support system via like friends, sisters, even mother figures. Even if you've had like a difficult relationship with a mother figure in the past, I do feel there is an abundance of support coming from your environment, and they're giving you some really good inspiration, some very, very good ideas as well, how to move projects ahead. Okay. So if you find yourselves kind of stalled and kind of like maxed out in terms of the emotional satisfaction you're getting from your work, you're going to get a new burst of energy that's going to be able to like make you feel good about where you're working. It's going to be like, it serves as confirmation or affirmation as to the route that you're on or the path that you're on, and it's going to give you validation that you are either A, on the correct path, or B, here's what you need to do to steer yourself back on the right path. So I feel like some very, very strong advice that you're either giving to people to steer them on the right path, or it's going to come to you in the most unexpected ways through like coworkers in the mundane sense, in order to like give you hope and inspiration once again for the future. So this is a really beautiful energy. So in terms of your finances, once again, let's talk about the Nine of Pentacles. This is a situation where somebody is either self-employed or they are in a position where their money is growing for them, okay? You could be investing, you could have like portfolios for stocks and bonds and things like that, and it is growing as we speak, so you don't really have to lift a finger. And at the same time, this could be like, you know, almost like achieving that apex of your career. You're like a very, very, you're in a very high order position where you have like accumulated a lot of knowledge and a lot of skills so that you can do your work really well and you can do it fast. And as a result of it, you're going to have a lot of time for leisure activities. Okay. So to me, this seems like a lot of people are coming through you for you. You might be taking trips. You might be taking vacation. They might come see you to take vacation. So you're getting a lot of leisure time, like a lot of downtime in order to be present with another person. What I do feel is a lot of you might be taking vacation and you want it to be relaxing. You don't want to deal with other people. You just want to relax and be on your own. And I do feel other people, once again, bringing in the strife, okay? I do sense that there's going to be a little bit of a jarring communication coming through from other people. And the people seem to me to be very, very frazzled, meaning that they've got a lot of things going on in their lives. They're trying to make sense of everything. And they're also like battling the elements, and they don't know how to do things the proper way. They don't know how to follow protocol and procedures. You might also be in a supervisory or in a training capacity where you're showing them, hey, don't do that. That's not the smart way or the right way to do it. They might be a little bit combative and they might say like, oh, I know what I'm doing. I know best. And so there's a little bit of a defensive coming through from other people. And then you're going to have to like, it wears on your patient, and then you're going to have to like put them in their place. I feel what's really important here is if you're in a capacity where you say what you need to say, and then if they don't listen, I do feel they're going to catch themselves like making mistakes, and then they're going to have to pay for it either way. So some things are better left alone because people tend to learn things the hard way, okay? And if you're dealing with more like people who are very fired up, and especially younger people who are just like very, very adamant about doing things a specific way, and they feel as if they know best. It's through trial and error, people actually learn best. So, it's best for you to just detach from the situation and let them handle it their way, okay? So don't stress out over what other people are doing is my advice here for this month, because there's a lot of people I feel in the midst, and they might feel like they know best. You might know better, but it's best for people to just figure things out on their own, okay? Now, in terms of the advice, what I do have here is we have the Judgment card, which indicates brand new beginnings for you. This also indicates like communication. People who are like-minded are coming together, and they're heeding a greater calling, okay? So I feel a lot of cooperation, actually, that will be coming through for you. And I do sense, despite whoever this person might be, I feel like they're working under you, or at least you're training them. So I definitely feel that everyone on board will be on board, or everyone is at least cooperating, okay? So there's going to be this situation where it indicates like family contact, communication coming through, or everyone getting together in a like-minded manner, like-minded spirit. If you have recently left a work situation, I definitely feel a new job coming through for you, okay? So this is indicative of, usually when I see it, is a very, very new beginnings when it comes to income generation, okay? So a lot of you might start a side gig, or you might have investment that really starts to pan out to really pay off for you, okay? This can also indicate a financial windfall as well, but I feel like if you've been absolutely, just miserable in a work environment, and you are thinking about looking for new work, I definitely feel this is the right time for you to start looking, because we're getting contact, we're getting renewal, we're getting like new energies coming through, we're getting new jobs, and we're possibly getting like a new person who's very like a new person who like a supervisor or somebody who is giving you advice or dishing out advice. They are very, very wise. They're very unbiased and they know what they're talking about. Okay. And they're very no nonsense as well. They don't know how to sugarcoat, or they prefer not to sugarcoat. They just, give you the truth, undiluted truth. So whether or not you're asking for it, I definitely feel this is something that is coming up in the cards. And I do sense it's going to be very good for you to ally yourself. Okay. So what I feel both, all three of these cards appearing together here is, what it's telling me is, if there's something that you are procrastinating on, and I don't feel, Virgos, you're the taskmaster. I don't feel that you procrastinate on anything. But when it comes to like major, big life choices, everyone has their own hesitations. Okay. So what it's telling you here is that if you're looking for a change, if you're looking for like some major turnaround in a situation, take a risk is what it's telling me. You've like, I feel like you've thought about something, you've ruminated over something for quite some time. You have the expertise and the skills in order to do the job, but I feel a lot of hesitation. So I feel like there might be a new role that opens up in the work environment. It pays a lot more. It's going to put you in a position of high authority and status as well. You don't really care much for it, but it pays well. It gives you like high authority and status. And I feel like this is your life's calling. This is what the angels and the divine is pushing you towards. Okay, because a lot of you enjoy working behind the scenes. You really, really enjoy it, and you're very good at it. And I feel like you're the person, the go-to person for damage control. If someone messes something up, and you're like the fixer. You come into a situation, you make all the problems go away. And I feel like because of that personality, you enjoy working behind the scenes. You don't really care about the spotlight. But it's telling you that sometimes you need to like be in the position of in that spotlight to prevent to prevent accidents, or to prevent errors from happening in the first place. You need to be the one that is monitoring, that is surveilling the situation, to prevent these accidents, to avert these crises to begin with. So you are very, very good for an upper management, or even like as working as a consultant. Okay. So I feel like some of you might have new consultancy gigs coming through. You might be an advisor. You might be giving out a lot of advice and technical advice as to how someone can do something better. Okay. So I feel like for those of you who have thought about this for a long time, you might have recently left a job, taken on like either a consultancy role where you're self-employed. I see that potentially happening as well, or doing both jobs at once, which is your main 9 to 5, and then shifting into something that is a little bit more like self-employment. Okay, so overall, it looks really good. Going back to what I mentioned for the mid-July reading, I feel like a lot of you have you're getting inspiration to start your own business, to start your own job. And I hope a lot of you have taken up the advice and have gone with it, because the energy is echoing the same themes.